Hi, my name's Ashley. Welcome to Alluring Locks. It's been a while since I've hit record, so I'm really happy to be back. If you don't know, we're high school teachers up in Canada, my husband and I, and so sometimes that means that this time of the year can be a little crazy and unpredictable as we try to get kids across the finish line to graduation, and graduation for us is at the very end of June every year. So if you're watching me from somewhere else, that might not be the case for you, but it's a little hairy around here right now. Anyways, I'm excited to be back, and I'm here with a piece from Wig Studio One. I've never worked with Wig Studio One before, but I have heard their name forever, like as long as I can remember before I ever bought my first wig. So I'm really excited to be reviewing a piece for them, and they sent me a piece that for me was like sight unseen, but they picked something that they thought would work for me, and boy, did they ever actually hit it out of the park. This is Alluring Locks from Gabor in a great color, I think, for me, and hopefully it's a great color for you, and if not, hopefully it's a great style for you. So this is a newer piece from the Gabor brand, and I don't own a whole lot of Gabor. In fact, I only own one other piece that I purchased way back in 2017, I believe it was. So this is kind of new for me. They are owned by The Hair You Wear, which is of course a company that I absolutely love for so many reasons, like not only for the quality of their pieces and their fibers and their color selection, but then also just who they are behind the scenes. They seem like a really great team of really lovely human beings. And so I'm really excited to try this piece on. I think you're going to love it if you are looking for something that is wavy, if you are looking for something that has lots of volume, lots of hair. This is not a low density piece by any stretch, but it also is a piece that isn't, just chock full of permatease. Like, it actually has a really nice parting area. So let's just get right into showing you the details of the cap and throwing it on, because that's why you're here, right? You want to see what it looks like and what can be done with it. So the inside of the cap is this nice big monofilament parting area. You have, I guess it's kind of like temple to temple lace. And then of course your adjusters, which I've got right in because I'm a petite head. This one does fit a little bit loose. So if you are someone who is petite sized like me, I'm a 21.25 inch circumference. So I'm not really extra small, I'm just a small. You are gonna probably wanna wear a wig grip with this one and bring those adjusters right in, but it certainly can still be worn. And I don't have any lifting with the lace, so it's not too big. It can be managed. That said, if you're on the larger size of the cap, you'll be fine with this one because there's so much stretch, so much room to give. It's going to be fantastic. We've got our ear tabs there, and away we go. Let's try this on. It's in the color SS Iced Cafe Latte, which is 924 SS. So what that means is that you have two tones here. You've got a 9, which makes sense because I'm usually like, if I go with a solid color, I usually like 8 from The Hair You Wear. And then the 24 is those beautiful highlights. I would say that this is very cool toned, and you're gonna see in a second, I have pretty coolish tone in my own hair, in my bio hair, and matching that bio hair is always a bit of a challenge for me when it comes to finding pieces that I think are cool enough. But The Hair You Wear has a great color lineup, so I've always found success with them. So this piece weighs 5.15 ounces. It has 10 inches in the front, 12.5 inches or 12.25 inches on the sides and the back, and then 12 inches from the crown. It has a fantastic hairline. Hair You Wear always gets this right. Gabor always gets this right. When they have two-tone in their color, they will put the lighter color right at the front, and that means you won't have any visible knots. So that hairline looks so much more seamless as a consequence of that. Like, you could pull this off of the face, which is something that I am always reluctant to do in wigs, but I feel like I could get away with it so well in this piece just because of the way the colors are, the way that hairline looks. It's just so good. Okay, so first impressions, what do you think? So I am, not only am I a small cap, but I'm also a petite person. So I'm just under 5'3". So just to give you an idea for the length, if you're taller than me, then this is going to come up a little bit shorter on you, but I just think it's a really good mid-length, and I love the waves. When I first put this piece on, I was filming a quick reel. I did a sort of sight unseen, opened it out of the box, and I was almost breathless when I put it on. Like, I couldn't believe how beautiful the pattern is, how natural the pattern is. And even though it's a lot of hair, I feel like when I look here, like it doesn't look wiggy at all. I don't think anybody would have a clue. They would just think that I have a ton of hair. The other thing I love about it personally, and this is more for me than it might be for you, is that the color blend is so good and so easy for me that I can just pull out my bio hair here and you really can't tell like what is my hair and what is the wigs. And that's because it's a good color match, but it's also a dimensional piece, which is something that I'm always talking about, the need for dimensional pieces. If you want to be able to blend your bio hair, if you do have bio hair to blend like I do on the sides or even a little bit higher up, find something that has dimension in the color and you'll be able to disguise your own hair in there a little bit more easily. Of course, you can take a little bit of powder and do some blending right along that hairline as well and make it even more seamless if you want to, but I'm kind of lazy when it comes to blending wigs. I just want to throw them on and go. And so for me, you know, this is good enough. So okay, so what I wanted to do with you before letting you go is, but I don't really want to do it because I like it the way it is right now. I wanted to move the part. Right now we've got a bit of a side part, and I showed you that it was a full monofilament at the top there, and the rest is all wefting, which means I could part it, you know, even deeper on the side here, or I can go more center, or I could go slightly more to the right. And I don't want to mess it up because I really like it as it is right now. I mean, nothing was really done to this piece. I moved the part very slightly with a wide tooth comb, and I just finger combed some water in because it had a little bit of box hair, but that's all I did. And I wish I had done that on camera, but I just kind of did it without thinking. So, but trust me when I say, like, out of the box, I didn't do anything except for throw some water into the front pieces here with my fingers just under the tap. And then I did this and I combed a little bit with a wide tooth comb. But what I did do, and I'll show you right now so that you can see how to do this, I just don't want to do it because I love how it looks at the moment, is I'm going to take my hot comb and I'm going to move the part slightly into the center so you can see how easily you can move the part in a piece like this if you have the right tools in just a couple of minutes. So hang tight. Okay, so I'm back and I have my hot comb, and honestly, I'm usually so excited to get in there and play with my pieces, but this piece I love so much right now that I'm like, is it worth it in the name of science, in the name of hair science? Is it worth showing you? Because I don't really want to change this at all right now. I absolutely, can we, before I do that, before I do any changing to the part, let me just give you a full turnaround so you can see it in all her glory, and then we'll make the changes. So this is obviously my left side and then my right side. And I don't know if I can get all the way turned around here. Let's see. I mean, can you say beautiful waves? This makes me want to go out for dinner. Okay, so I have my favorite hot comb, and these fibers, you want to be careful. You want to follow the instructions, which usually say 300 and something degrees. I'm sorry, I'm reading this. So this is what you want to do though. You really do want to be reading whatever the instructions say. So the instructions say no hotter than 350 degrees. You always want to start lower and then work your way up. Now my hot comb doesn't, it only has 2 settings. And they're both excessively hot, like they're hotter than they should be. So what I do is I plug my hot comb in and then I unplug it. And then once it's unplugged, I use it. So proceed with caution. You don't want to ruin your fibers, but that's kind of my workaround. And I love this hot comb. So I can't imagine that I'm ever going to change it in. I'm just going to work with it as is. So if it's on your head, you have to be a little bit more cautious because you don't want to. Okay, so I'm going to go in, figure out where I want to do that part, and then literally just create that line. So I'm going to go for a center part now because I have it slightly off center. And I should have a mirror, but I'm just looking right into the camera and hoping for the best. And then I'm going to take that heat and I'm going to comb. Now the thing is I would normally recommend that you comb away from the face so that you have lift, but I'm almost loving this Farrah Fawcett kind of look that we have with the swooping bang. So I don't really want to change that. So what I'm going to do though is just smooth out these pieces here, which are kind of lifted. So do we look like we have a center part now? Does that look like a center part to you? I hope it does. see very much with this light in my face. But I do feel like, I think it looks a little poofy here. So I'm gonna flatten that out with my comb by just applying the heat where I want it and then holding it in. What did I do? What did I do? Oh my goodness. Holding it in place. So the heat will allow these heat-friendly fibers to flex, but then in order to get them to set, you need to allow them to cool in the place that you want them to cool. So if you don't take that extra step and that extra moment to have it stay in the position that you want, then you're going to lose whatever change you plan to make. So it's kind of, I mean, we do this with our own biological hair as well, right? We might put them in curling in hot rollers, and then we wait until the hot rollers cool down completely, because what happens if you take them out of the hot rollers too soon? You lose the curl. So it's the same thing with the heat-friendly fiber. You want to make sure that you are getting it into the shape that you want, and then you're holding it down or holding the curl or whatever it is that you're doing to it. If you're adding a curl, if you're taking it away, until it's cooled down, and then it should set no problem for you. So I'm just gonna hold this down and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got, I feel like this is the most disorganized video that I've ever filmed. And if you've been with me before, you know that I generally don't go with a script. I try to keep it natural. I've been told by you that that's kind of what you prefer than a highly, highly scripted, highly edited video. I think I'm out of practice though. It's the end of the school year and my teaching brain just shut off. And now I realize that like I have just scooted all over the place, and I feel like I shouldn't even hit publish on this video, but I probably will anyways, because you know, it's raw, it's real. Okay, so I went away and I worked on this for all of 2 seconds, and then I decided that it was good enough, because I actually think I'm going to flip it back to the side part. You let me know what you think, but I really liked the side part. But I am going to show you one more final touch, which you've probably seen people do before. Also, bear in mind, I do not have a mirror in front of me. I have just my little camera, my little phone. So if it looks like I'm making a mess of this, I probably am. But this is one of those little hacks that a lot of wig wearers do, and you can do to make this piece or any piece that you get look more natural right out of the box. And that is to use a dense bristle brush with your either an eyeshadow, or I'm using my face powder here that I use every day, and you just put it right into that part line, and that is going to help. And you can put it on the underside as well if you want, but that is just going to help to really bring out your part and make it look more natural. And you can see probably an almost instant change. You can get a little spoolie if you want to kind of move that powder in there and really get everything settled. Certainly if I was leaving the house right now, which I'll not be because it is evening and I'm winding down for the day, but before I wear her out, because I feel like she's a date night piece, then I will go back in and make sure that that's done properly and that it's all blended nicely. But I think it gives you an idea right now of how much more natural it looks when we add either some scar tape or a little bit of powder, a little something on that part line. And there we go. Oh, Alluring Locks, such a good one. I really highly recommend that you put this one on your list if you have a list of potential options for moving forward. If you want something, like I said, that has volume, something that has waves, something that just is easy out of the box. And I feel like a lot of styles can be easy out of the box, but there's something about a wavy piece like this that it's just almost more forgiving because of the waves. I mean, this is a lot of hair, and if you're new to the world of wigs and you don't have a lot of biological hair and then you throw this on, it's going to feel overwhelming to you probably. I would have felt a little overwhelmed when I first started, but if you are comfortable going with volume, if you want to play around, then this is going to be awesome, because it's just, like I said, forgiving with all of the waves. The style doesn't have to be perfect. I feel like if it gets a little bit of frizz in it, it's not going to be the end of the world, right? Because it's not a super sleek and smooth style. You can toss it around, you can let it get a little wind tossed, and you're just going to look like you have amazing beach hair or whatever. I'm imagining a pair of sunnies on here with a cute summer dress. I really love this one, and I hope you do too. The color Shaded Iced Cafe Latte is definitely going to go on my favorites list. I, until now, have leaned a lot towards Shaded Iced Macchiato. I've leaned towards Shaded Cappuccino. This is a newer one for me, and it is going to become probably my go-to color for some time, just because it's a really good dimensional brown. If you want to start going into browns, but you have lighter hair than I have, I'm a medium brown naturally, as you saw, you can pull this off. If you want to go lighter and you have hair that's slightly darker than mine, I think you can pull this off. The dimension makes it so friendly, and the shading makes it even friendlier because you just have that dimension. Anyways, Alluring Locks, so good. Let me know if you would wear this one, if you would wear this color. Oh my goodness, look how cute that would be if I pinned it back. I feel like this could be really great for updos. But who am I kidding? I want to play with it, so I want it down. Oh, date night. Calvin, take me out on a date in this wig. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's it for now. I can't wait to be back for more. I've got a whole stack of amazing synthetics. A bunch of them are Raquel Welch or Gabor for you. So some Hair You Wear pieces. So stay tuned for those if you're looking for more from the Hair You Wear. And thank you to Wig Studio One for sending this over. I absolutely love it. And I know that you will love Andrea and the whole Wig Studio One team, because they're pros. They've been around for a long time. They know what they're doing. They know how to match you. I mean, look at what they matched me to. So good. They know their stuff. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.